Hey, once again, man, these fucking noises, man, I'll be on my phone looking up all this, install all these weird things on my phone that look like hacker shit. And, man, I hearing little stuff, and then they know when I hear it, and they start talking shit. What are you listening, man? You better get the fuck, you better fucking listen. Like if I'm a remote neural monitor and I'm watching them, or if as if a remote monitor or some shit was in me silently or whatever, and cultivating something without me knowing. And now it's as if it fucking eased me in without me knowing, and just things are like talking shit out of the blue, like if they know me, or as if some motherfucker sold me and whatever I do, like my personal life, to some fucking hungry viewing looking motherfuckers, and I can't even barely hear shit. And once in a while they're always, I don't know how many are watching or whatever, or how, there's 7 IP addresses on my fucking cell phone's IP address thing. And I'm just, as I'm reading or doing whatever or anything, just when you're by yourself, my chest keeps burning, man. And when I ain't even listening, when I do hear something, they pre-program some I'll be humming a song, like a tune, and I'll hear some fucked up words blend into a tune, or I'll be whistling or humming, and I'll be humming, and a fucking phrase of words will kind of blend into my hum, or a song or anything. And whatever it is, I'll hear some shit like, no, or whenever you open your mouth or some shit, they'll make my mouth say something, and everything is compromising. It's compromising. It's some bullshit that I don't know if it disrespects other type of remote or whatever people that spy on you or shit, but I'll be reading up on those things, like the APK shit, and they're torturing me, they're abusing me, they don't give a fuck, they fuck with my head, and they're assholes, but yet, and then they act hella sick, don't be smoking around your dog. You said you weren't gonna smoke around your dog. Oh, is that all you're gonna eat? You're not gonna give your dog? You're gonna, just stupid ass shit. Like if we know each other, and then I'm reading stuff, and right before I type in, what is this cape, some type of file or whatever, and in the background, I can't hear. I'll be I just ignore that shit. It sounds like they're like, oh, well, this is for this. You should know. Remember when we, and they'll say some shit we involving me, we know each other, as if one of their friends fucking did some shit through me, and switched, pretended to be me or some shit, and he's pretend, I don't know if every time they everything changes, they'll I noticed that because they won't leave me alone. 2 years later, they'll always I'll always hear my name, but because I'm yelling and screaming and yelling and cussing, and sometimes in my mind I can hear my cussing or some of the words I say, they'll sound different. They'll sound the other way around. It's fucking weird. And I'm just thinking, man, it must give the wrong impression to something. And So while they I'll hear my name or something. Hey, I'm like, fuck no, leave me the fuck alone. And then I'll hear another noise say, oh, well, now we know who he is. Come on, let's go, guys. Well, I think it's the motherfucker that's framing me or something, or playing games, because some of these names are people that I know. And when their names kept swirling around, and I'm like, I'm thinking of memories with them, and then another noise be like, man, does this guy know you? This guy, or whatever. And so, like, I mean, I don't know if it's actually him. It might be. It could be, because they just switched that person's name, and they keep calling me Sam, right? But then it switches around. I'm assuming they can be saying his name, like, hey, Dan, right? And then I hear, hey, Sam. And I'm always reacting whether I want to or not. And then they just get all like excited and just keep talking and getting me to react to establish that on their side, on their end, they want to establish that, whoa, we've been talking to Dan, not Sam. We don't know what he hears or whatever. Anyways, like doing it over and over and over and over and over. And it's bullshit, you know? And I'm talking shit, and they'll say the opposite name. They'll call me, they'll say, Dan, you better tell your or whatever your friend or someone stop being nosy and quit bothering. I'm like, what the fuck? They're in my head. Anything I do, they're fucking just being assholes. Whenever they're probably being assholes constantly, but I don't like tune in or whatever constantly. And they fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, so they'll just be, so I'm assuming this, whatever through me, I wonder if it was using my name in wherever or some shit for a while, or whoever, however it may have cultivated, I don't know, some kind of rapport with other things without me knowing. And now it's funny, he keeps calling himself Sam, or maybe, I guess, and every time I snap, they keep telling me, oh, he sounds like this person or some shit. And or they could be lying or whatever, but these people just react to me like they know me, or like just constantly like framing me. Another voice will just be talking to me as if I'm that I don't know, like as if I'm that other person, and as if I'm Sam, right? But I'm sure when they address the Sam that's pretending to, or whatever, be me, I'm sure they probably say his name, and then he hears Sam. I don't know. It's weird how this shit crisscrosses, and for them to say, hey, Dan, can you tell your friend to stop bothering us or whatever, or we're gonna mess him up or some shit. Like if I'm already like integrated like amongst this bullshit, and yeah, man, it's fucked up. And I can't even hear. They're constantly saying whenever you open your mouth, and really when I guess when I open my mouth, or I'm just not talking, or I'm just quiet, or I just open my mouth to just do whatever, yawn or swallow, supposedly it's a phrase is coming out of me that's compromising, like either disrespectful or allowing someone to do something. They'll even put words in my mouth, like making me say some shit that's compromising, like serious shit, like they'll program something to come out of my brain, not my words, or probably like just to say shit like, oh, I'm a snake, oh, this guy's a snitch, this guy's a like it'll make a phrase come out and say, yeah, this or I'm a that without, and you don't even know like how to, and then it seems like other impressions hear it and they try to attack me. And I don't know, supposedly someone looked into my, whatever it's called, some whatever iris shit, or my retina, a long time ago, maybe, and it may have something to do with that person, because that person keeps pretending to be me, saying that, yeah, because I always keep hearing the noise in the background. Man, that guy looked into my, get him. And if I knew about shit like this, and I knew how to defend myself somehow, and had some tech skills or whatever, that would have been me. If I was to be an asshole or know how, or whatever, to get people to in that type of setting to, I don't know how that goes. I try to imagine it as I hear shit here and there. Like, that's the guy that looked into my eye, get him. Really, like, he tries to it sounds like he's sicking people on me. And that's when my chest will start to hurt. And so this is fucked up. And all these files on my phone, and then I'm reading stuff, and then, well, you know that, man, you know this file, remember when we told you? And then I'll hear passwords and codes being said too. I don't really pay attention to it, but it sounds like they're talking to me like we're friends, and so if they're, no wonder I'll hear my name or whatever, and it'll bypass me, and someone else will be answering instead, and it's fucked up. And hey, you know what? Watch, this is how Hammy, you know what? You're gonna end up dead if you keep making these videos. I swear, this is what they're saying is vibrating. Hey, man, you know what? We're gonna kill you now, cause you're an asshole, and we don't like people like this in our. That's about it. Other times they'll say shit, and if my consciousness anticipates what they might say, it fills it in. But they just, like, I think they called me the wrong name or something, and they could have been, I don't know, whatever. And this shit's a trip, man. They just threatened me right there. I mean, all day. I mean, it could be, I don't know what they could be saying. I just happened to do it at that moment, or kind of heard something, and that's the shit they say, man. Like hanging, like they said it to where, like, if I'm hanging around, like if I'm like with them, like a part of this bullshit, and talking about you're dead or whatever. So someone must have, and then every time I'm talking shit and reacting, or I'm thinking, I'm analyzing what the fuck this scenario or how they're coming at me, I'm analyzing, thinking in my mind or talking out loud or whatever, and I barely hear it. Sometimes I don't even hear it, but I'll assume that's what they do, and they must have been doing this constantly, like to smut me up and give people give something out there or whatever's going on the impression that I'm like all in that shit or something. Like, I'll be reading and thinking, and first off, they keep saying, oh, I'm dead, or they're gonna kill me or some shit. I didn't get in line. I didn't go and apply or wait in line or go and get in on and try to join some type of shit like this. So whatever, something had to have done it, and really smutted me up really bad. Like at any moment when I'm talking, like right now, if I'm talking, there could be a noise in the background saying, oh yeah, and what else? Like if I'm talking to something, and I be trying to, like, I keep telling this shit to leave me alone. They're like, well, duh. If all my words or whatever, my grammar, like they can edit it. I mean, literally to where a year, 2 years later, everything I've ever said, they probably like either change it to where I'm just chatting. I mean, not chatting. I'm just reacting with the same shit I always say. And it probably sounds like someone else or some other shit. And so, I mean, I'm not the one that got all up in this, and I'm getting threatened as if I'm like part of some shit. And fuck this shit, man. Fuck this shit. They act like they tell me what to do and shit. I'll be like doing something that, or anything. Like if I'm about to close my eyes, if I'm about to do anything, okay, now, close your eyes. Oh no, no. You know, like shit, like they got me in check or something. And man, this is some bullshit. Fuck this shit. Anyways, just want to share that, and just in case again, because this shit is some bullshit. No wonder it's so quiet most of the time. In the background, while they must have someone talking like me, reacting, and every once in a while it'll blend in and I react, and it's as if whether I hear shit or not, or react to talk shit or anything, it don't matter. So it'll be so quiet that something else can just keeps probably reacting like me or something. And it's bullshit. This is bullshit. Anyways, that's it for that. Till next time, if there is.